Thanks to the supporters of channel member Sven Van Ryan. If you've ever managed in non-league, you'll know just how important an FA Cup run is. Today, we have our fourth qualifying round match against Kidderminster from the league above. Also, kind of localish rivals. Maybe. They look close together on the map. I don't know if they're actually rivals, but we'd quite like to win that and get a big first round tie, please. Hello and welcome to part 4 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that big FA Cup fourth qualifying round game against Kidderminster, and also what has turned into a top-of-the-table clash away against Buxton, because we are top of the league. Since you were last with me, this has been our run of form. We've not actually played a lot of football in the league, but we have had a couple of FA Cup qualifying round games, beating Leighton and Atherton Collieries, both from deep down in the unplayable leagues. Kidderminster is our first big test, but they are towards the bottom of the National League, as you can see, hovering just outside the relegation zone. They've not had the best start to the season. We've had an excellent start to the season with a league win in there against Southport, and then that draw against Darlington, our last match, leaving us top of the league. So fingers crossed we can find a way past them. Transfer-wise, there's not actually anyone else who's left. There are a few we're trying to get rid of, as we're starting to realise the players we're not really going to use. Jamie Willits has got on the transfer list. He started 3 games, but we brought in a few defenders now, and he's dropped down the pecking order. And also third choice right back Matt Curley, I think I've mentioned before, we're not really going to use him very much. So he's got on the transfer list as well. We've not been able to get either of them out just yet, but we need to move players out before we can move anyone else in. We are a little bit over our wage budget, which is the kind of thing that's going to upset the board eventually. They're reserving judgment currently. We can't stay that all season long. It might not seem a lot being £100 over. It is a lot at this level, although to be fair, our bank balance is looking very healthy and our projections are looking very good as well. So I feel like there's maybe an argument that they could be a little more generous with the budgets. If they could be a little more generous with the budgets, that would be a big help. I imagine their counter-argument would be, Kev, you're top of the league. Quit your whinging, but let's make some money for him today with a cup run. And it is a starting 11 of Mohammed in goal, a back four of Cullinane, Liebert, Idahan, Moyo and Dornelli. Are they all? They are all. I mean, the entire back. Actually, no, Cullinane, Liebert was here. The other 3 and the goalkeeper, all new. It's certainly where we've done our business to try and strengthen the team. Likewise with Kennedy as the other new boy in the team in midfield alongside Milnes. And then the front 4, not quite the usual ones because Creaney is injured, so Deacon comes in to start for him. But you know who the attacking midfield 3 are because they're brilliant. It's Akwe, Shakuna and Finn. Let's get the team submitted. We've got to do it without Creaney, which is not ideal because obviously he is our big focal point up front, but Ty Deacon should be able to just come in and do the same job. He is a big boy who's good in the air, who should feed off the chances created for him just as well as Creaney does. So fingers crossed we don't miss him too much. And I guess, I don't know, is it for the best that he's missing for the FA Cup game and we've got him back for the league? Probably would be if we were like in League One and the FA Cup didn't really matter, but the FA Cup's so important for non-league. I mean, you can tell by the fact that the ground is pretty much full for this fourth qualifying round game, despite the fact it's only against a team who are like 4 places above us in the league structure. The chance to potentially play in the first round proper is huge. And of course, we are playing against a localish team from a division above. So it's, it is a big game. Kidderminster, former Football League club. Tamworth were in Tier 7 last year. It's a big game. Finn cuts inside, plays it beautifully through to Shakuna, who of course he scores because that's what he does. It's his 10th goal of the season. It's wonderful football again from this attacking midfield 3 who just can't be contained. This is great from Finn. This is the advantage of having the left foot on the right hand side. He just cuts inside, slots the ball through beautifully, and Shakuna is there. He's everywhere. He is a superstar. It's 1-0 to Tamworth, and we one foot into I was very confused for a second there because I thought we were playing Kidderminster. It's Harriers, isn't it? I was like, why am I showing you the wrong game somehow? Have I made a complete idiot of myself? I've already said Bob wrong multiple times in this series. If I think I'm playing Kidderminster in the FA Cup and I'm playing against someone else, how on earth do I style my way out of that one? But no, it's just a weird abbreviation choice. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. It's Harriers. I don't know why it's got their second part of their name rather than the first as their abbreviation. Just Football Manager things, I guess. Right, Moyo at the back plays it forward to Dornelli. He sold him a little bit short there, but Dornelli does quite well to keep hold of the ball, and then he's going to go roaming forward, looking for those players who do so much good stuff ahead of him. Kennedy back to Dornelli again, and now he's going to try and beat his man and get across in his own. In fact, he plays it into Finn. Finn with the in-swinging cross on his left foot, looking for Shakuna, can't find him. Cullinan plays it forward to, was that Milnes who had the shot there? Everything moved a little bit too fast for me. We moved the ball around beautifully. I mean, we're playing against a team from the division above. Look at those match stats. We're having a very good game, but once again, Dornelli has been sold short by a pass from one of his centre-backs. He is being made to look like he's not very good with some of these passes today. I don't think it's him being out of position. I tell you who was out of position there, like Cullinan Liebird, and it's potentially cost us a goal because we've given away a penalty. It's Dornelli who's come in from the right-hand side to give the penalty away. That was all a little bit defensively all over the place and sloppy there from us. And now we need a big moment from Mohammed, and we don't get it, and it's 1-1. Well, we've known where our problems are all season long, and it's very much this defence. We've done our best to try and fix it, but as you can see, he's very nearly got to that, hasn't he? As you can see, the back four is still has a little bit of a habit for being a little bit all over the place at times, but let's not get away from the fact we've been the best team in this game so far. This is still very much ours to win. I think it's replays at this level, isn't it, rather than straight to penalties. Deacon has been awful. Dempsey, Arlott, John. He's only 5'9". He can't play the normal way we play. I mean, let's try something different. Let's get him on there as a pressing forward on attack. It's a different kind of football. Is Kai Williams a target man? No, he's a winger. We're having to try something different. We've not played any different way at all this season. We just started doing this from game one and it's worked, but we're trying a slightly different approach to attacking here. Ball over the top, looking for Shakuna. He can't quite get it under control. And now Akwe, who's been a little bit quiet today, and gives the ball away. And it's Kidderminster coming at us again, but Milnes comes across to cover Kidderminster. I wonder if Kidderminster are full time, because that's going to have a little bit of an impact if this does go to replays, extra time, that kind of thing. Arlott John plays it out to Dornelli, and now we've got a chance here. Drives it across, and Dempsey Arlott John has been on the pitch 1 minute. This is his first football all season. He's not even been on the bench before today. He comes on, scores inside a minute, and puts us back ahead in this hugely important FA Cup game, because the amount of money on the table, if we can get a big away game in the first round, it's genuinely like game changing at this level. If we could get an away draw against one of those bigger League One teams who get like 15, 20,000 people coming to watch them, that's a huge share of that kitty that we get that then gets to be reinvested in this team. Ball forward again, looking for Arlott John, he's running around. We've got a mobile centre forward. We've not had this all season. I'm not saying I necessarily want to switch this. I love the way our front four has been playing, but maybe this is the guy who should be sat on our bench as the way to change things up, rather than the more of the same that we get at the moment when we make our changes. Dornelli then on the right hand side, he's had a really good game and just runs straight into opposition. Moyo is picked up where Dornelli left off, though, plays it back into his path. Cross comes over, looking for Shakuna, and there he is again. The man is entirely unstoppable. It's 3-1 now to Tamworth, and surely this is us booking our spot in the first round proper of the FA Cup, and we've got a hero. Oh my word, Shakuna is something else. He's leapt like a salmon there. That's beautiful. Let's just check that we've not got too many tired legs. We've got a yellow card at the back that we need to be a little bit aware of, I guess. In fact, let's just, on the safe side, take off the guy who's on a yellow card. Gascoigne actually scored a really good long-range effort a couple of league matches ago. So I know he's got a goal in him potentially. Not that we need one, we just need to defend. But we're on the attack again here. And it's once again with Dornelli, who has been absolutely brilliant in this right wing-back role. Does that deep cross again. He's picked up another assist. And Aquay now has a goal, who I'd already said had been a little bit quiet today, but he only needed that one chance. And it's now 4-1 against a team from the division above. And I mean, the football we're playing, it's simple. It's very much get the ball out wide and then from there, get it into the area. It's simple, but it's so effective at this level. And the players that we've got for it are just doing it beautifully. Dornelli, bearing in mind that man gave away a penalty, is on a 9.5. How do you get a 9.5 when giving away a penalty? That's how well he's played today. We've given a goal back to Kidderminster here. Hopefully nothing more than a consolation goal. I mean, you know us. We can't get through a match without conceding at least 2 goals anyway. And now we've got a free kick on the edge of the area to potentially put a cherry on top of the cake. It's Milnes to take it, who we've already decided is the non-league Ward-Prowse, and he's hit the post. Oh, he could have cemented his legacy as a superstar free kick taker there. But unfortunately, it hits the post. It goes wide, and now Kidderminster, one final chance. I mean, even if they score it, I don't think we necessarily need to worry. There's 10 seconds left on the clock. We can't really get it clear. It's taken a huge deflection, but Mohammed is there to collect comfortably. Just keep hold of it now and wait for the final whistle, young man. Show it. I mean, he hasn't got the experience to know to do that, but he does know to lump it up the other end of the pitch. Aquay chases. Milnes gives it back to him. We might get a fifth here after all. There's an unmarked man in the middle, but it actually comes to Finn, bursting in off the right. It takes a deflection, goes wide. I'd be surprised if we even get time to take the corner. It looks like we're going to be allowed to. It's Milnes to take. We've loaded the penalty area, despite it being the last couple of seconds of the match, but it ends up clear, and that is the full-time whistle. And we are into the first round proper of the FA Cup, and that is huge. Just that match on its own, by the way, has made us £70,000 in terms of gate receipts, match day income, prize money. We were on 180 grand before that match, and we've immediately gone up to £250,000. And now we get the first round proper, and this is where we want a big away tie. I mean, that's such a good performance from him. Who have we got in League One who we could go away from home to? What's the dream here? Derby. I mean, Derby is the one, isn't it? They've got to have the biggest attendances in that league. I mean, but Derby, Bolton, Portsmouth, Reading, any of these bigger clubs are going to be huge money. Even a Notts County, someone like that, they get decent attendances, decent money. Let's jump forward and do the draw and hopefully make some cash. So here we go then. It is FA Cup first round draw o'clock. Obviously, Robert Prosinecki is the guy who's going to do the draw, because who else would you expect? We want that big away game. Oh, Bradford would be a huge one. Bradford get massive attendances. Straight away, out of the hat, we'll have this one, please. Right, Charlton. That works. No. Barnsley works. No. All the good ones are going early. This is rubbish. We're gonna get a rubbish home draw against somebody equally rubbish. I mean, if we can't get a big away tie, obviously the consolation prize is being at home to another non-league team and then trying again in the second round. What we don't want is to be at home against a mid-table League Two team who'll probably beat us, but we're not going to make any more money than we did in that previous round. We are at home, so this is where we want just a rubbish non-league team. If it's got to be at home and we're not making money, let's at least have it as a winnable tie. That works. That is fine. We'll take that, because that's an opportunity for the second round right there. That'll do nicely. When does that game play? That'll probably be tomorrow's episode. Yeah, that'll be tomorrow. So Woking are 10th in the National League. That's tough, to be honest. Tunbridge Angels 4th in the National League South. I mean, it's definitely winnable. You've just seen what we've done against National League opposition. Woking are slightly better than Kidderminster, but that'll be for tomorrow. But for today, our thoughts now turn back to the league, because we've got a top of the table clash away against Buxton. if I can get back from the snow place in time. No changes for the Buxton game, though. LOLLUJO gets to keep his spot on the bench because he obviously came on and scored in that previous game. Creaney's still not fit to come back into the team. Slight moment of alarm, though, because arguably our best player, Kyle Finn, is attracting attention from League 2 Sutton. So this is the big fear, because we've got some very, very good players. We might lose Kyle Finn in January. He's out of contract at the end of the season. Obviously, we'd like to extend the contract. Let's see if we can. Okay, let's see if we can afford it. Because we don't want to pay him loads of money, but also we want to do this so it times right so he doesn't leave in January. Oh, hang on. Is he going to insist on all this stuff? Right, I can't bring in another defensive midfielder, and I can't improve the coaching staff. I don't mind saying we're going to get promoted by 2026. I think that's a reason. Okay, fair enough. See, but he wants too much money. A 3-year contract I'm not against, but we can't offer him any more than the £200 a month a week he's on now. I mean, I guess we can leave a promotion wage rise on. If we get promoted, we can afford that to go. We'll leave the promotion wage rise on. I don't think he's going to accept this. Right. Yearly wage rise we can't commit to. That we can't afford that much of. This. I mean, he's got us over a barrel because he knows how good he is. A 50% promotion pay rise, which again, it's fair. If we go up, I don't mind doing it. He wants to push up his appearance fee as well. This is getting very expensive, but he is our best player. He's only 24. We certainly don't want him leaving for nothing. There we go. That's at the very least what we've done there is we're guaranteeing a fee. Now, because we're tier 6, I don't know if the fee would be any good. His value obviously isn't great, but he's out. At least it stops him signing a he can't sign a pre-contract with Sutton because obviously they're all within England, but it does stop him walking out on us for nothing at the end of the season if his head gets turned. We need to keep an eye on everybody else as well and make sure nobody else starts attracting interest, mainly from the front four. But for now, happy just to have a contract tied down for one of our star men, assuming he signs it. I mean, he's agreed to it. There's no guarantee he actually signs the thing, but I think he is a very important part of what we're building here. Happy to have him as our first contract renewal. We'll keep an eye. I mean, obviously the likes of Shakuna, Akwe, Creaney, we're probably going to be looking at doing the same thing with as well, but Finn became the higher priority because of the interest. Sutton could offer us $5,000 in January. We'd have to let him go, which would be ridiculous to sell a player like that for $5,000. We might still be forced into doing it, but hopefully if we can make enough money from the FA Cup, the board will be more inclined to be like, actually, we don't need that $5,000. I think we'll be okay. Remains 0-0 here as we head towards the first highlight just before half time. So it's been a bit of a nothing match so far, but fingers crossed we can. We'd be happy with a draw here, away from home against a team who are very good. They've been around and about at the top of the league all season long so far. And we're already boycotting their water because they're rivals. Interesting as well to see that Scunthorpe are right back up here in the mix. So we played on the first game of the season. They didn't look very good at all. So I don't know if we just caught them on a bad day, if they've made some changes that have started to see them start moving back up the league, but they seem to be firing now all of a sudden. I suspect they're not going to be as easy opponents when we play them again around about the halfway point of the season. That's lovely work from Shakuna. That man is everywhere. Wonderful stuff from him. And now Finn, who really should do something wonderful to celebrate being offered the new contract, on the team bus on the way here. And here he goes. Finn beats 2 men, plays it into Deacon, and now Shakuna back with Finn again. Tries to slot Shakuna back in. It didn't really give him enough time to make the run after releasing him on the original pass. Kennedy just pokes it forward to Shakuna, though, who's got him behind. Can he square it to Deacon? He can. And that's a huge moment for us to put us 1-0 up against promotion. Dare we say promotion rivals just yet? Might be a little bit early in the season, but things are going well. I think we've got to be. What has Kennedy done there? He's basically done a strange kung fu thing. He's got both hands above his head and just done some kind of strange scissor kick and lumped it aimlessly forward. And then Shakuna's made it look good, because that's what he does. But we're 1-0 up. It's our only shot on target we've had in the game so far. Scunthorpe are 2-1 up over Boston. So they're pushing us all the way. For a team we beat so comfortably, they're level on points with us at the moment. It's getting very tight at the top of the league. We actually play Blythe next as well. So we're getting all the better teams all at the same time. And we're certainly not steamrolling over teams anymore. Cullinane Liebird is tired. So we're going to stick Idahan out to left back. Gascoigne can come on and play in the middle. And then, I mean, we're going to take Dornelli off as well and put Moyo out to right back. So few changes at the back, not ideal, but those two fullbacks cover a lot of miles over the course of a match and they're shattered. This is their second game in 3 days after the big effort in the FA Cup. And this is where our strength in depth becomes an issue as we start playing more and more matches. We've now got Shakuna tired. We've got Kennedy tired. I think we take off Shakuna here because it's more of a problem if he picks up a knock. We can bring on Arlott John to play that same pressing forward role again that he played when he came off the bench in the previous match. And fingers crossed that's not too much of an attacking change to invite Buxton back onto us. We've had a second shot on target now, which is jolly nice. Scunthorpe have now gone 3-2 behind, 4-2 behind. That's the Scunthorpe I remember from the first day of the season. So if we do manage to hold on here, we're actually going to open up a little bit of a gap at the top of the table, which would be beautiful. Idahan doesn't really, I mean, he's wasting time nicely, I guess. I was going to criticise him, then I saw the clock. He knows what he's doing. Arlott John, I tell you what, this boy has got something about him. That's 2 games in a row now. He's come off the bench and grabbed a goal. As a third choice striker on the fringes of the squad, there's not much more he can do to get himself into my thoughts than come off the bench, take advantage of an injury to Creaney, come off the bench a couple of times and score goals. I am now very aware that he exists. Could we maybe let Deacon go to free up some squad space? Because we don't really need him. If Arlott John becomes our second choice striker behind Creaney, we don't need Deacon anymore. Things to ponder, boys and girls, and ponder them we shall. And then tomorrow we'll be back for Woking or Tunbridge Angels in the first round proper of the FA Cup to hopefully add more money into our kitty. That's what it's all about, generating as much cash as possible so that we can do a proper rebuild in the summer with some actual money available. That's the plan. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.